Hello guys, what's up? How's everyone doing? Hello August, Johan, Nicola, Ironix, A-Class, Matsu, Nico, Inactive, Asat, Okonwo, Hoot Hoot. What up, what up? We're back in business. So let's check out some charts, shall we? Welcome back, thanks mate. Can you cover your view on alts? Yes, we'll get to that in a second. Your alt calls never miss. Thanks mate. Good, you're back. Yes sir. Greetings from the Kempen. Nice man. I'm going to the sea this weekend. To Newport, I think. So just gonna wait a couple more minutes. So some more people can join. And then we'll get started. Have a beer and enjoy. I definitely will. How's your vacation? I'm already back, man. Came back yesterday, so back home, back in business. Any long or short? Not on Bitcoin, but we'll get to that in a second. Can you explain entry triggers confirmation real quick, please? Yeah, I will first do my thing and then feel free to ask questions and requests. But first, gonna give my view on the general markets, some altcoins, and then we'll see what we do. Right, 60 people here, not bad. So I think we'll get started. First by giving a quick shout out to the sponsor of the videos, which is Bybit. I'm sure you've heard of Bybit. It's one of the biggest exchanges right now, actually. You can trade all kinds of altcoins there, as well as Bitcoin with good liquidity. Link is in the description if you want to support me. Use the link below the live stream. If you do so and you make a deposit, you can get up to $30,000 in bonuses. You can get free access to all paid CMM futures. CMM is a tracking software, that analyzes your trades and gives you all kind of info, analytics about it, gives you equity curves and stuff like that. So worth checking the link in the description out. If you use my link, send me a message on Discord, and I'll add you to the members of my Discord group where I post my trades on Bitcoin and altcoins, on everything basically, and go more in depth, okay, than on Twitter, okay. So again, thanks to Bybit for sponsoring. Right, now that's been done, let's take a look at Bitcoin, right? So where were we trading last week, right? Well, we're still basically within the boundaries of last week's candle and the previous week's candle, okay? So we've basically had inside bars for 3 weeks now, trading within the same range. So yeah, ranging leads to expansion. The question is whether that's going to be to the upside or the downside. The close on the weekly candle will likely tell us more. Why not in between? Well, I think if we dip down, that there's a big chance that the weekly still closes within the boundaries of this weekly range. And we still see expansion to the upside. Now, the reason I'm still bullish here, I mean, on the weekly, obviously, not necessarily on the very low time frames, because there I could see a sweep lower of some lows, but on the weekly I still think that this move up resolves into another move higher towards this range high. Okay, so nothing changed for me on the weekly. I'm still targeting this weekly range high at 25.2k. Simple range play, right? So from the low to the high, low has been deviated or swept, whatever you want to call it. Stops have been taken below here. Shorts down here were slaughtered. So yeah, where's the next logical draw on liquidity? That's going to be towards the other side of the range, which is at 25.2. Okay, so now that we have our weekly bias, okay, so we know now we're still targeting 25k, we can zoom in and go for our trigger plans and look for potential trades, right? So bias or targeting one side, so upside of downside is one thing, but that doesn't necessarily mean that there's a trade to be taken, right? In order to take a trade, you don't only need to know if market is going to go up or down, but you also need the risk rewards for the trade and the probability for the trade, right? And only if you have those three, yeah, you have a high probability setup, and which is worth taking. Okay, that's how I see it. So on the daily, we still have these boundaries from the weekly, right? So from 3 weeks ago, simply taking the high and the low as boundaries for this local range, and as long as we're inside of this range, I think as long as we close within this range, I think this range resolves to the upside. Now, does that mean we're gonna go up from here? No. Does that mean we're gonna see expansion to the downside from here or anything? Also no. But what I'm watching on the lower time frames here, as you can see, I've marked out Monday high and Monday low as well. Monday high has been swept here, so it's super clean Monday range, to be honest. Monday high swept, okay, back inside. Draw was to the other side of the range with all of these lows resting below as well. Monday low, we swept Monday low, kind of swept this one and this one, slightly front ran this one, but reclaimed Monday low, and as of now, Monday low again acting as support, as you clearly can see here, okay. So in my opinion, shorting into this is not your best idea, because we're sitting on support, right? As long as this area holds, and I would even allow another dip. Why? Because we, as I said, we slightly front ran these. I would allow another dip in there as low as, let's say, 21.4. There I'd like to see a bounce. But as long as we're above this weekly range mean level, this weekly mid-range at 21.4k, I'm bullish and I'm looking to buy the dip, okay? Generally we say if you're trading above your mid-range, that you're targeting range high if it's unswept at least, and if you're trading below range mean, you're targeting range low if it's unswept, okay? So that's the case now for the bullish scenario. So I think the draw is still to the upside as long as we trade above 21.4k. If price closes high time frame below this level again, that would be concerning in my opinion. I think if it's truly bullish and we're going for range high, that people don't get the perfect retest lower, for example in this area, then I think we go all the way back for this weekly range low. So what do I want to see here? Either it's, as I said, a lower sweep to take out all of the stops below there, something like this, sweep and then the reclaim, okay? And if you get that, or maybe reclaim Monday low, Then look for longs, invalidation below the low, and target range high from there. So for example, something like this. Boom. It's, to be honest, exactly the same as last week, since we're still in the same range. Or you just market enter on the sweep and anticipate that this area is going to hold. So just market enter on the sweep, and then again target up there and keep your invalidation below that range mean. As you can see, OTE from the last leg up, so we saw this leg, then consolidation, and then from this low we started rallying again. So from this low, rally to this high, low to high. Where do you look for longs? On the retrace towards OTE, which is at 21.5 roughly. So invalidation on the long ID is also around that area. The confluence of OTE and your weekly range mean is nice, which gives this ID even more probability, right? So that's what I'm watching here. As I said, if we start closing below here, or if we start closing like within this region, that wouldn't be a good sign. I think if it's bullish, we should wick in there and get bought up, and then maybe close here and start reclaiming. If we start closing some candles here, I think it's likely that, because then that would mean we would be trading within this range again. And if we accept back within this range, yeah, then I think we go for all of these lows as well. And after these lows, we'll have to see, but then this inefficiency comes next into our weekly range low level again. And then we'll have to see if this weekly range low holds. Should be good for a retest back towards range mean. Back above range mean, we target range high again. Fail to do so, or break below range low, and yeah, we should start trending lower again towards 14k. But for now, I don't see that happening personally. I think that Bitcoin is still bullish and that we'll be trading higher soon. Is that clear for everyone? Makes sense, the idea? If you have any questions about what I just said, feel free to ask. It's all about draws on liquidity, right? And combining those with key levels, supply and demand, and OTE, and then work your way from the higher time frames towards the lower time frames, and you're good to go. And for now, all I see is just ranging after massive upside on the, well, massive upside, I mean significant upside on the weekly. So I don't get why people also, like those bears on Twitter, were already celebrating. And I mean, what did we do? We dipped like, from here we dipped like 4%. Acting like we saw a huge dump sub 20k. I don't know. All I see is just a range after significant upside. I will have to see. This could be distribution. Sure. But yeah, I don't see it at the moment. And while we're in here, and alts also look pretty bullish in my opinion. And while we're just trading in this range, I'll continue playing alts and yeah, do my own thing. All right, let's catch up on the comments. Hit a like the stream. Yeah, if you're here, feel free to hit the like button. Takes a second. Helps me a lot. Also subscribe to my YouTube. What kind of FIBO is that? It's the OTE, optimal trade entry. That's how I use it. The 7.9 and the 6.2 level FIB levels, and then the 7.05 level is just a 50% in between the two, which is called OTE. Random question, but what size is your monitor? I don't even know. I think it's a standard monitor. Give this man a like. Fire content as always. Thanks, man. When do you use Monday high and low, and when ranges? When do you see Monday high and low range gets invalidated? Monday high and low, and to be honest, it's the same with normal ranges. It's all about key highs and key lows, which are acting as a draw on liquidity. You want to look for key highs and key lows, and what I mean with that is isolated highs and lows. So for example, we dumped on this one, and then an isolated low and instantly reversed, telling us that quite some stops were resting below this low, right? So that's going to be a draw and a target on price later on. And yeah, Monday high and low are significant. First of all, because it's a daily high and a daily low, and higher time frame highs and lows are more significant than, for example, hourly highs and lows. You can already see that, right? Because an hourly high, if you zoom out, so if you mark out an hourly high and you zoom out to the daily, it might just disappear, while a daily, obviously a daily high or low doesn't. So it's more significant. As always, you hear that in any strategy, high time frame is more significant than lower time frame. And yeah, Monday, because Monday often sets the tone for the rest of the week, right? If you have a Monday range and then Monday low, for example, gets swept, and then you have unswept highs to the upside, you can trade, you can have some really nice trades on the reversal from the sweep of Monday low back towards some highs, or the other way around, obviously. What's your thoughts on ETH? We'll get to Ethereum in a second. What do you mean by distribution? People accumulating shorts. Share on Twitter. Yeah, I will. The stream will be re-watchable, so you'll be able to re-watch it later on. It will be uploaded to YouTube. Can you talk about managing spot alt exposure? I'm not the kind of guy to hold spot alts, to be honest. Never really held, except for ETH, but I'm holding ETH and Bitcoin and nothing else. Alts I only trade. Right, we will get to altcoins in a second. So that's my view on Bitcoin. Let's do ETH now. Right, so for ETH, some main levels on the high time frame, right, are this significant high and these lows. Okay, I will take this one because that's the low, like this. Okay, why? Upside, bull market. Okay, and then this high came. Just like with Bitcoin, so price dumped, okay? So this was the first high where we saw a decent sized, it was actually kind of the start of the bear market, but decent sized dip. And then from these lows, we went back to the highs. The highs got swept, okay? Broke back below, held below, and then where was the draw, as I said, towards the other side of the range, which were these lows. As you can see, nice reaction to the lows, broke below, and then yeah, some ugly chop, so resistance there, strong close above, but instantly closed back below, retest, sold off, retest, sold off, and now we're back at that level. So ETH is kind of sitting at high time frame resistance, but I really like the look of this if we zoom in a little bit. So whenever you get something like this, where price starts pushing and accelerating to the upside and then starts slowing down, but you get like some kind of, yeah, whatever you want to call it, a wedge pointing to the upside. What you often see then is just instant continuation and acceleration to the upside. So upside, acceleration, and then do something like this. People are watching this, thinking it will snap back down, but then it's just, or people are actually waiting for a sweep of the lows, right? Or a retest of support, whatever you want to call it. But what does price do then? It just leaves everyone behind and squeezes higher. Okay. Obviously, that's not for sure here, but I definitely wouldn't be surprised if that happens. What will my next target be then? Obviously, this high up here. Yeah, some other key levels here are this low. Obviously, this demand, which held on the retest. So sideways price action, upside, came back down towards this area, made a low, swept the low a couple times, retest held, and then we started chopping a bit and then ultimately started grinding higher and accelerated. Okay, now swept the highs, but yeah, I don't think the top is in on this. I just don't see it. Like, we also don't have significant supply resting up here. So what I think, this is just trapping people into shorts before another leg higher. So I'm targeting this next and then this, but at least this high up here. I think it doesn't take long before we start pushing higher. And at that point, I could even see us trade back towards there. But anyways, we have to be ready for anything. So what if we do start grinding down, right? Where's the significant level going to be? Down here, at our range low. So then we'll have to see if price trades towards there. Look for the reclaim, and look for longs there. But yeah, I don't know. It's a gut feeling. But I might be wrong, obviously. But I wouldn't be surprised if this does this. Leaving everyone behind. Like, why are people so bearish? Yeah, I don't know. I might be horribly wrong, but we'll see. If it comes down, sweeps this, and reclaims, look for longs again back towards the highs. If we don't and we close back below, then I think it's coming back down towards this area, right? So these highs here got swept, pushed down. So this is going to be a key level. So close below here, then I'll be targeting lower, then I'll be targeting here. But until then, look for sweeps and reclaim. If you don't get the sweep, how do you get on board? Well, I'm holding spots. But yeah, what would be your trigger for longs? I'd say a reclaim of this area, right? Resistance, resistance, and then swept the highs, came back down, resistance, and then sold off. So as long as we're below that, be cautious. If we start reclaiming this and trade above here, yeah, just ape and target 18k, 1.8k. Makes sense? So yeah, I'm not saying ape into longs here, right? Before you do something crazy. Like, we are at resistance, local resistance here, but I'm just saying things don't look as bad as people are saying now, right now, in my opinion. These lows look juicy as well, so we could be getting something like, hold on, something like this, where we take those lows into this demand. That's another scenario I really like, to be honest. Sideways price action, upside, telling us people were accumulating longs here. So look for a sweep into demand, reclaim, and then push higher. I really like this as well. Or wait for a reclaim, as I said, above here. Acceptance above there. Look to just long this, but I don't like longing the reclaim. I like longing the sweep a lot more, because yeah, invalidation is much cleaner and risk reward is higher on setups like those. And if this fails, yeah, then we probably go for these lows down here, and I will have to see. We got conditioned that way over the past year. Mass is bearish, that's why price is ripping. Yeah, possibly. How do you choose alts for trading? What do you mean? Do you always use the same amount of risk for every trade? Kind of, yeah. Unless I'm trying to grow a smaller account. Then you risk as the account grows, right? Entry trigger on the sweep of range high. Okay, so let's check out some alts right now. First one I'll talk about is the setup we're in. Well, the setup I'm in, which is SKL. Entered this morning. Let's start off on the higher time frames. Oops, that was the wrong one. Okay. Now you can already see what a beauty of a chart. So downside, low. From this low, we saw a decent sized bounce, telling us that's range low. From this low, we went to this high, which sent us back to the lows. So that's a clean range. As you can see how pivotal this level has been. Here, then resistance, reclaim, but failed to hold, nuked back down. Then chop, chop, chop. Another nice sweep here of some lows. Came back up towards that that range low level, acting as resistance all the way, and then smashed back above. Retest held, okay, swept yesterday low into the retest of range low, and is now, yeah, to me looking nice. And what I'm looking for is upside towards range mean at least. Okay, so if we take a look at these low time frame levels, so this local low swept into, as I said, the retest of our weekly range low level. Yeah, daily range low level, reclaim of this green area, retest, and then started ripping. So we entered here thinking, yeah, we would see upside towards this swing high, which is yesterday high, and then more upside towards range mean. So yeah, we'll have to see. It's dipping a little now, but nothing really concerning in my eyes, as long as the daily closes yeah, in the green at least. But ideally somewhere up here would be nice. Then if we get a dip tomorrow, probably look to hold this green area still, and then it should be good for higher. Makes sense? How did your 100k challenge go? Yeah, that was a funny one. I started that challenge right about here. But the thing was the account was in Bitcoin. So yeah, I was already down like 30-40% because I was holding Bitcoin. But anyways, I stopped the challenge pretty quick. And cashed out some Bitcoin after this. Can you explain to us an example of how you enter a trade? Where do you find confluences and then enter? Well, I just mostly enter on market. If I like what I'm seeing. Oof. Holy shit. Didn't see. What happened there? Lol. Bybit apes back at it again. Nice. What's this? Anyways, you know the plan. Look for... We haven't swept that local low here on other exchanges, so this could be a typical example of bleeding into the wick, right? Bybit apes doing this, and now just boom, and then bleed back down and accelerate into the sweep of that, and then we'll have to see, hopefully close back inside the range, right? Ideally, you want to see a quick spike down and then a reclaim and a close back inside, and then I'll be looking for higher targets. But yeah, for now things are just ranging, nothing's happening, you know. Only trade I'm in, by the way, is this SKL trade. This one. Just want to say thanks, new member of Discord recently too. Keep it up. Hey, thanks, man. Thanks to you for coming. That bounce may be a mechanical bounce. Yes, it may. Can you talk about session highs and lows and their importance? I don't really use session highs. I just use key highs and lows. And yeah, daily highs and lows, weekly highs and lows. So just significant highs and lows in general. Since how long do you trade? Started in 2017, I think. Like September 2017. I started like right here. Started like here. I aped into FXS today in the morning. Is it worth holding the long? Let's take a look at FXS next, because yeah, that was also is also one to talk about, right? So we were watching this one in the last live stream as well. I said I really like the look of it and this consolidation. Ideally, we were looking for a sweep, okay, of these lows and then the reclaim, and we would then look for longs towards new highs. Instead, we saw this sweep and this reclaim here on the hourly, like this candle was your signal to get long, right? And then you, I mean, it said I wasn't home because I think I kept my eyes on FXS all week when I was home, and then obviously it breaks out when I'm not home. But anyways, not gonna complain. But it's a beauty of a chart, you know, ranging for all of this time, then broke out, reaccumulation, and then just broke out again. Now right now it's kind of looking ugly. We have this local range again, range high, range low, but I don't really like how these ranges are right on top of each other. Would have been better if we would have broken out higher and then a new range would have been formed right here. Yeah, so either you want to see a clean sweep of this range low right here and a reclaim, something like this, into range mean, reclaim, look for longs there, back towards range high, and then potentially new highs. But the thing I don't like about this is if it sweeps the lows, it's kind of back within the former range. Like I said, that's the thing with if you have two ranges right on top of each other, that you're back inside the former range, which could act as a draw to the downside and back towards these lows. That's also the thing, these lows have never been swept before we started ripping, so could as well go for those lows next. So yeah, I'm not sure I'm gonna enter this one, just not the kind of charts I'm seeing a setup on right now. It's kind of looking ugly. Yeah, I'd be waiting for this one at least to close some dailies. Need to renew my trading view plan, by the way. Kind of want to watch Bitcoin here. We'll catch a replay, George. Good night. Good night, man. Did you learn everything by the internet, or have you done something similar to trading in your job? I learned on the internet everything. I haven't done any other job than trading. What was the one thing you studied that made trading make sense to you? I know that's broad, but does one thing stand out? I mostly work with key highs and key lows, and everything that has to do with stopping people out. Taking highs, taking lows, so fake breakouts and snaps back within the range. And once you understand that, you know that liquidity is everything in this game. And that's basically what I base all of my trades off of. NKN. Let's see what this is. Whew. What are these wicks? Is this the cleanest chart, or? Yeah, must be. Yeah. That's an ugly chart, man. I would never get in touch with anything that looks like this. Like, in the moment it pumps, if it's bullish, normally you should see continuation, but as you can see, this gets instantly snapped back down, pump, snap back down, pump, snap back down. Almost just looks like pump and dumps, to be honest. Yeah, it might even be that. Or maybe they want to keep price lower here to accumulate more longs and to send it to oblivion after. But yeah, I don't think that's the case. Yeah, what stands out here, if you want to know my thoughts, is this area. Obviously. Right? Key SR. So as long as price is below this, I wouldn't expect anything crazy. If it reclaims this area, yeah, probably next target would be somewhere around there. Okay, and on the daily, let's see if we use only this. Yeah, looks like it could grind a little higher here into this red area. But we will need a reclaim of this level, because this level key high, equal highs, swept and now below. So we need a reclaim of that level. If we do so, right, on the 4 hour, yeah, as you can see, retests and rejected. As long as we're below that level, send it to these lows. Otherwise, reclaim, then look for longs to new highs towards this red area, weekly resistance, and then I'd get out. But that's essentially what I would be watching. What do you think about AXS? I'll take a look. What do you think about SHIB? We'll take a look at SHIB, AXS, and RSR next. So SHIB. Oops, SHIB. USDT. Weekly range, I'd say this. Yeah, that's pretty clean, to be honest. If you check on the weekly, so all this downside from this low, we saw a decent, yeah, I'll do Matic after. Decent sized bounce from here back to the high. From this high, yeah, didn't manage to come back down to the lows, but instead made a new high and reclaimed range mean. So meaning, as long, yeah, look how beautiful, resistance at range mean, and then smashed above. As long as we're above range mean, this could be acting as support back higher. But yeah, I don't like the fact that we swept this swing high into this supply. What I would want to see here would be a reclaim. So maybe retest this if it bounces good, and then a reclaim of this. Otherwise, I could still see a bump in there and then rejection all the way back down. But if it reclaims this, then I think range high next, and then potentially extend it into like this area. But yeah, not currently not really seeing a clean setup on this one. This is technically support, right? So it's just ranging in between demand and supply. So either look for maybe look for a quick scalp long. That would make sense down here or around range mean. Back to the highs. So look for low time frame entries. But if you're looking for significant upside, I would wait for a reclaim of this swing high. All right. So AXS USDT. Also one we've been watching. Swing high, key, support, broke below, resistance. Now just floating around that level. So let's zoom in a little. What are the key levels that stand out? Range low, swept, retest, upside, and then these highs up here. Now, once this reclaims this area, because look how many times we've been rejected. Once we reclaim this, pump back above here, I think this is gonna pump big. If we break below here, yeah, probably goes for a retest, well, a sweep of these lows. So then I'd be looking for something like this into the origin of this move, look for the reclaim there, and look for longs there. But again, this is just in the middle of this range, so doing business right here is just, yeah, not the kind of play, I think. So yeah, I would wait for either a break above this or lower and look for longs down here. So RSR, and then we'll do Matic. Range low that stands out is this one. Low, nuked into the low, swept this. Yeah, I really like this. You know, these little lows that get swept with an ugly red candle, and then trade below it, and then reclaim instantly with a fat green candle. I really like the look of this. And on top of that, it has confluence with this low right here. So it didn't only sweep this one, but also this one. So with this big red candle, and then boom, green candle straight back above. So let's zoom in and see what we have. Yeah, you can already see that this was former supply. I'm gonna narrow it down to something like this. Boom, supply smashed back below, resistance smashed above, upside support, okay. New demand being built up, wick in there acting as a support. Yeah, I like this. As long as we're above this area, I think this looks good for higher. Now the only thing that would be a problem is that there's no clean draw on liquidity, because there's no key highs here except for this one, but that's, yeah, so you would just need to target, like, let's say this area. Maybe this key level as well. Yeah, that's the resistance we're at. So if we're above that, we'll probably just straight pump into this. To be more precise, if you were to enter here, keep your stop below there and target there. This looks like a nice setup to me. RSR. Yeah, I like this. You get the idea, like working our way from the weekly, where we swept high time frame liquidity, reclaimed this key level. See on the weekly as well, by the way, order block here, reclaimed, retest, retest, and nice reaction. So what's next? Hopefully expansion, but we'll see. But this definitely makes sense. Weekly open resting there. What's that? Is that the monthly open? Yeah, monthly open as well. Beautiful retest. So as long as that area holds, this should push higher. I like this. Yeah, Matic. Whew. Yeah, so this one we've talked about in the previous one as well. Big supply here on the weekly is the only thing that concerns me on Matic for now, right? So been ranging in this range and then it broke out, and when we were trading here I was bullish and said I was targeting up here, but now that we've swept the high, this high time frame high, I'm cautious, to be honest. I want to see the weekly close on this. If this manages to smash back inside here, which would mean this new trading range, so close back in here would be bullish, and then I'd be looking to buy the dip, targeting up here. But for now, I'd like to sit on the sideline and watch, because chances of this sweeping the high and snapping back below are too high for now, and then I'd be targeting there again. So straightforward, wait for the weekly close. If it closes strong, look to buy the dip and target 1.75. If not, and we close back within here, be cautious, and as long as we can't reclaim this high, yeah, be cautious and don't touch it, or look for shorts back towards here, or wait for the reclaim. Makes sense? On which candles do you define demand and supply? Supply and demand are just sideways price action that led to an explosive move up or down. And when it's down, then this is called supply, people accumulating shorts. And if it's up, then this is called demand, people accumulating longs. And then when price returns to that area, those people are gonna want to defend their positions. And what you often get is a bounce from this area. And the same the other way around. Right, I think that's gonna be it for today. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Gonna do one again next week. I mean, there wasn't too much to talk about, especially on Bitcoin, simply because we're still trading within this same stupid range. But yeah, it's nice to play some alts in between, which we definitely will do. So let's see how this resolves. As long as we're in this range, allow sweeps of the lows, closes back inside, targeting higher. If we break below this weekly mid-range, target lower. Okay, so hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, subscribe to my YouTube. If you want to join my Discord, where I post a lot more updates and my trades, simply use the link in the description, make a deposit, and send me a DM and I'll add you right away. All right. Leave a like, guys. And yeah, see you in the Discord, see you on Twitter, and enjoy your weekend. Goodbye.